South Africa's political landscape has entered a decisive new phase following a major leadership shift within the Democratic Alliance. At the center of this development is Geordin Hill-Lewis, who has now taken on a powerful role in shaping the party's future direction, signaling a bold and calculated move toward national leadership ambitions. This moment is not just about a leadership change, it reflects a deeper strategic repositioning of the Democratic Alliance at a time when South Africa's political environment is undergoing rapid transformation. For the first time in the democratic era, the country is no longer dominated by a single political force, following the 2024 elections, which resulted in coalition governance at the national level. In this new political reality, Hill-Lewis is making it clear that the Democratic Alliance is no longer content with being a secondary player. The objective has shifted. The party is now openly positioning itself as a contender for national power, aiming to become the largest political force in the country and ultimately lead the government. This ambition is grounded in a structured and deliberate strategy. One of the key pillars of this approach is governance credibility. The Democratic Alliance continues to highlight its performance in municipalities, particularly in the Western Cape, where it has consistently emphasized service delivery, financial management, and administrative stability. The argument being presented is straightforward. If the party can demonstrate effective governance at a local level, it can extend that model nationally. At the same time, there is a clear recognition within the party that its current support base is not sufficient to achieve this goal. Hill-Lewis has acknowledged the need to expand the party's reach, particularly into communities where it has historically struggled to gain traction. This signals a shift toward more grassroots engagement, focusing on building trust and visibility across a broader segment of the population. Another critical element of the strategy involves navigating the complexities of coalition politics. While the Democratic Alliance is part of the current governing framework, it is also maintaining a degree of independence. This allows the party to support policies that align with its principles while openly challenging those it disagrees with. It is a delicate balance, but one that reflects the realities of a fragmented political system. Messaging is also playing a central role. Hill-Lewis is deliberately positioning the party as a voice of stability and optimism, in contrast to the increasingly confrontational tone seen across parts of the political spectrum. In an environment where public frustration is growing due to economic pressure, unemployment, and service delivery challenges, this approach is aimed at presenting the Democratic Alliance as a credible and steady alternative. However, the path ahead is far from simple. South Africa's political landscape is becoming more competitive and unpredictable. Parties such as the Economic Freedom Fighters and the Umkhonto we Sizwe Party are actively reshaping political discourse, often appealing to voter frustration through more aggressive and populist messaging. This creates a complex environment in which the Democratic Alliance must not only grow its support, but also clearly differentiate itself. The challenge lies in balancing its image as a structured, policy-driven party with the need to connect emotionally with voters who are increasingly concerned about immediate issues such as crime, unemployment, and inequality. Crime, in particular, has emerged as a central focus in Hill-Lewis's messaging. By identifying it as one of the most urgent national challenges, the party is targeting an issue that resonates across all communities. It is a strategic choice that aligns with broader concerns about safety, law enforcement effectiveness, and the overall stability of the country. Looking ahead, the timeline is clear. The 2026 local government elections will serve as the first major test of this strategy. Key metropolitan areas are expected to become battlegrounds where the Democratic Alliance will attempt to expand its influence and demonstrate its ability to govern effectively in complex environments. Beyond that, the 2029 national elections represent the ultimate objective. This is where the party aims to transition from being a coalition participant to a leading force in government. Achieving this would mark a historic shift in South African politics, fundamentally altering the balance of power that has defined the country for decades. But success will depend on more than ambition. It will require consistent delivery, strategic discipline, and the ability to build broad-based support across a diverse electorate. It will also depend on how effectively the party can navigate internal dynamics, maintain unity, and respond to the rapidly changing political landscape. For South Africa, this development represents more than just a party strategy. It reflects a broader transition into a new era of politics, defined by competition, coalition building, and shifting voter expectations. As this new phase unfolds, the focus will remain on whether the Democratic Alliance can translate its vision into tangible results. The question is no longer whether the party wants power. That has been made clear. The real question is whether it can secure the level of trust and support required to achieve it. And in a country facing complex economic and social challenges, that is a test that will define not just the future of one party, but the direction of South Africa itself.